We stood on the block in that rain.
Cause I gotta get it. Cause I gotta get it. We out on the mission.
Okay, truck on. We stood on the block in that rain. Used to post up on them benches. We really come straight from the trenches. Niggas they hate and they envy. This money is filthy, but nigga I gotta go get it. Ain't wasting my time with these bitches. They telling me lies and I act like I listen. You catch me in traffic and I got my glizzy. I ride with that gang and we out on a mission.
We out on the mission.
And we on a mission to get it. Told Lil Day go run up them digits. Ain't about money, then a nigga can't listen. Stay down too long, straight to the millions. Move low key, now they all in they feelings. Wrong play made and them young niggas blissing. 20s and 50s, that's all that we hearing. Still in the trap, cause I gotta get it. I gotta get it, my nigga.
It's Kiara J.
And it's Samaria Lee. And today's discussion will be toxic environments, situations, and how to remove yourself.
Okay.
So I wrote down a few questions. And the first one is, how do you know when your environment is toxic or your situation, your environment or your situation is toxic?
Okay, so first things first, if it doesn't help you become a better person. And I say that lightly because sometimes it's not a bad situation just because it don't make you a better person. But if you're not growing within that situation, then it's toxic. If it's detrimental to your growth, if it's hindering you from growing, if it's stopping you from growing, then it's a toxic situation. Because what doesn't do you no good does you harm.
I agree. And to add on to that, I could say I know when my environment or situation is toxic when I'm not feeling good about it. Like if I'm in a relationship and this relationship is not making me feel good, or like one time I was in a relationship and I just always was tired. Like I wasn't motivated to like go to the gym, eat right. I was just doing all the things that I knew I shouldn't be doing when I was in that relationship. And sometimes you have to like ask yourself like, what am I doing now? Why am I doing this? Or why every time I'm in this relationship, I'm not motivated no more. I'm not inspired. Like life is just becoming a little dull. Even though the relationship might not feel that bad. Because the relationship didn't feel bad to me. I was having a good time in the relationship, but my goals and my everything that I was setting for myself just went out the window. I wasn't living my life for me. I was living just for that relationship. And one day I realized, like, hey, when I'm in this relationship, I'm not accomplishing no goals or anything. So that's how I knew that relationship was toxic. Or sometimes I just walk into a place and just feel totally uncomfortable. Yeah. Uncomfortable with the conversation, uncomfortable with how people are looking at me, or whatever the case is. Whenever I'm in a situation where I'm just totally uncomfortable, I know that I might be in a situation that I should be removing myself from.
Mm-hmm. And I want to go back to when you said that the relationship, you was having fun in the relationship. So I can relate to that, and I agree with that because it's not always the person that you're in a relationship with or the relationship itself that is bad, because you could, like you said, you was having fun in that relationship, but the fact of the matter is it just wasn't serving you in the best way possible. Mm-hmm. And you can be in a relationship and it can be like all fun, but there's a time where you have to realize that we have to build too. We have to build for our future. So what else are we doing besides having fun? Like there has to be a balance in fun and then business and professionalism in all relationships. And that's the difference between, I think, a healthy relationship that's building and growing and a relationship that's still like immature and in its toddler stages. Yeah. And at some point you can be in a relationship that's fun, but you at some point you're going to need more. Right. You have to. We have to grow. Mm-hmm. We have to.
Yeah, and sometimes we have to remove ourselves from that relationship to grow and then to allow that person to grow. And then if the relationship is meant to be, it'll come back when when you are in a space where both of you are ready to grow together. Another situation is like at jobs, schools, and I would say mostly jobs because sometimes kids don't have choices over what schools their parents put them in. But then we go into jobs, and because we are making a certain amount of money, we become stagnant in that job too. Even though the job is a super toxic environment, I've been a lot of jobs that I've been in were toxic environments. And I knew that those environments was toxic because every time I didn't even want to get up to go to work. That's number one. Definitely. But then as soon as I walk into the job, I automatically got like a headache, my stomach hurt, or just something. It was really making me physically ill. And I just knew it wasn't like I knew it was time for me to go.
I still want to go back to relationships though. I want to talk about the job thing too, but I still had a story about a toxic relationship that I was in as well, and it wasn't more so that the person was a bad person or they was a toxic person, but I lost myself in a relationship, and sometimes that can be all on you. I feel like that was all on me because I didn't put my foot forward and say, "This is me. This is who I am. This is how I'm going to be. Accept me the way that I am." I actually conformed to how this person wanted me to be, and it didn't do me no good. In the end, I was resentful for a lot of wasted time that I could have been using to build myself up and to become who I am today. But instead, I tried to please this person and make them happy. And I didn't make them happy in the end by conforming and being who they wanted me to be. Because at the end of the day, you can't really please nobody. Yeah. It's hard to. You do one thing, you fix one thing and change one thing, then there's something else that they want you to do, and then you look back and you like, I don't even know who I am anymore.
It's because you can't change people. You can't change people, or you can't change people's perception of you. And so I feel like the reason why when you change this thing, now they want you to change something else is it's just because they're not happy with probably themselves, and then two, they just not happy. They not happy with you being with you. Like if somebody is constantly trying to change you, they're not happy with you. You know what I mean? Like,
or they projecting, or they projecting insecurities on you.
And that's why I said either it's them or they just not happy with you. But most of the time it is projection. Yeah. Most of the time it's projection, especially when you're not like when you trying to do the best you can. You can't please people though, and then conforming to what somebody else wants you to be. You lose a lot of your self-worth when you do that. You just lose a lot. Yeah, you like you said, you just lost yourself. Yeah. But we all are guilty of getting into a relationship and losing ourselves. And I feel like it's because we care so much about that person, we don't want to lose them. We don't want to lose them, so in return we lose ourselves. We be like, okay, I'm gonna be like more like this, so he stay. I'm gonna be more like this, so he stay. Until one day you just wake up and be like, who the hell am I?
Yeah, and
that's like what happened.
That's what hurt the most. That's what hurts the most because you waste a lot of time trying to be something that you are not. When you should just be with somebody that love you for who you are, and that's it, point blank. Period. There's no changing who you are. Now I know sometimes we get in relationships and the other person point out things that we could do better. That's different. Now, if it's the better, you make you a better person, boss you up, level up. Now that's different. Now I commend that because we supposed to be in relationships where we build each other up. but not changing for the sake of somebody else's insecurity, to soothe their ego and make them feel like they have some type of control over you. Because all I don't know when men or even women felt the need to control or thought that it was okay to control another person in a relationship. And I think growing up and listening to older people, I kind of see how it's supposed to be like a joint thing and not just, you want to do what I say, you come in the house at this time. It's let people be who they are and live outside of the relationship. That's an issue, a big issue for me, when people try to control you within a relationship. Like, you shouldn't go to the club with your friends, you should stay home with me, and you need to be in the house at a certain time.
Yeah, I think people are confused by what a relationship is, because a relationship is two people together building one foundation. It don't mean you belong to me, I belong to you, I control what you do, you control what I do, and that's just not what it means. But a lot of people feel like that's what a relationship is. Like, I'm a girlfriend now, I can't go outside no more. I done heard it too many times. Like, I can't hang out no more, I'm in a relationship. Like, what? Can't go to college, my boyfriend. Like, what? Like, what? Like, y'all still, it's me and it's you, and then it's us. Like, it's just like when you have kids, you still have to be who you are as well. Of course, you adjust to being a parent, and you want to move the way a parent should move, but you still have a life to live for you as well. Not just for the child, but for you and for the child.
Yes.
So that's how relationships are too. Like, you with the guy, you do things to make your guy happy, but you also don't forget to do things to make yourself happy.
Don't forget who you were before the relationship.
Yeah.
Because sometimes females, I can't say, because I knew someone like this. They get in a relationship and they'd be ghosts. They gone. And to me, that's another form of a toxic relationship, when somebody wants you all to themselves and they's possessive over you to the point where you can't hang out with your friends. Or if you hanging out with your friends, you the downer because he keep calling or she keep calling. You can't have a good time. That's a toxic relationship too. And it hinders you from your other relationships, your friendships, your relationships with your family. It hinders those relationships from growing as well, because you stuck trying to be in this relationship with this person and trying to make them happy, and you losing yourself. And then when that relationship over, you got to pick up the pieces and find your life again. And sometimes your friends are not open to being there no more after you do that a number of times. Like, you get in a relationship, you don't see them. When you out of the relationship, you want to be, find my friends, I want to go to the club, I want to be the party girl again. Like, everybody is not going to allow you to drop them off and pick them up when you feel like it.
Right. And then, which is another form of a toxic relationship, people who drop you off when they want to and pick you back up when you want to. That's very toxic. Very toxic. That's a very toxic relationship. It's a one-way relationship.
It's selfish.
They only considering their own feelings. They're not considering how you feel when they do that to you. Toxic. Remove yourself. Let it go.
Let it go. You want to be in friendships, relationships that are equal, give and take. You give me, I give you. It's no, I'm giving you 80%, 90%. You only giving me 10%, 20%. That's, how's that healthy? Like, I'm pouring more into you than you are to me. And it's not always in the form of physical, like money, but it's emotional support, mental support, just being an ear to listen to. Like, I've been in situations where I had friends who only want to talk. I can't get a word in. So when I'm feeling down and out,
can't talk to them.
I can't talk to them. So what are you giving? What am I getting from you?
You know what? I had a friendship like that, And when I was grieving and I'm trying to express my grief and how I feel, that friend was telling me how I should feel, how I'm supposed to feel. Like, and this, when I was in a point of grieving, I just wanted to say, shut the fuck up and listen. Like, I don't need you telling me how to grieve. I just need you to listen to how I feel, because I'm entitled to how I feel. But people that just want to talk and don't want to listen, I really can't indulge in friendships and relationships and situations like that, because they will out talk you all the time to the point where you feel like you don't have support from them, because they know it all. You telling them how you feel and they telling you shouldn't feel like that because they just know it all. So if you I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just crazy that they just will out talk you in every situation. Even when you trying to have a shoulder to lean on, they will out talk you. Mm-hmm. It's not good. It's not healthy. It's not healthy, because you gonna feel drained when you leave that conversation. Instead of feeling like you had somebody who you could talk to and they just listen to you, and they probably couldn't understand how you feel, but they still listen to you. You cry on them, on their shoulder. You don't have that, because people who just want to be the center of everything, they will outdo you and they will out talk you in everything. And it's that's very toxic. It's very toxic.
Yeah,
not a good conversation.
I don't even think they can see you because they so busy trying to talk, and they don't see you. They can't hear you. They just too focused on themselves, and people like that need to maybe be by themselves and learn that, dang, I need people around me, but I need to do better. I need to do better at listening and being there for my friend without putting myself in a situation. And that runs into those toxic relationships where your friend, they not trying to see you shine. They taking all of that. If you on the dance floor and you getting all the attention, they coming up and they might bump you out the way so they can get all the attention.
Yeah.
That is a toxic friendship, and you need to watch out for that person, because that person...
We need to watch out
for
those types
because those people, they may step on your toes at any given time behind your back, and you may think, oh, this is my friend, they love me. But they may be behind the closed doors and behind the scenes. They will sabotage you.
Yeah, I feel like
they will sabotage you.
We all had a friendship like that too. And this is another toxic friendship. This is a friendship that I had, friends that I had. Or just, I'm not even gonna say just one friendship. It's just multiple friends around me. And I feel like it was a toxic environment, because I'm telling my friends, like, I no longer drink alcohol. Whatever I don't do anymore. I don't eat certain things, but when I go out with them, they constantly trying to throw a drink in my face. And I had to tell one of my friends one time, like, you are really being a bad friend. And she like, how? I just want you to turn up and have fun with me. And I'm like, because I'm telling you, I don't drink no more. But you still, like, you're trying to peer pressure me into drinking. If I'm telling you I don't drink no more, respect that. Have respect for that. Because whatever journey that I'm on and I don't want to drink no more, it's for me. It's for me to grow as a person. And I'm not knocking that you drink. And I'm not telling you, stop drinking. So why are you constantly throwing a drink in my face and I have to keep telling you I don't drink no more? Like, that is a toxic friendship. And it don't even have to be drink. It can be smoke. It could be, girl, you need to eat this pork chop after somebody told you they was vegan. You trying to throw pork chops in their face. Like, support the people around you and the decisions that they are making. If you can't support those, unless those decisions are detrimental to their health, if you can't support those decisions that they making, then you're not being a real friend. You are not being a real friend. Yeah, you just not being a real friend. And if you are letting those around you peer pressure you into doing things that you do not want to do because it's outside of what you have going on for yourself, your personal growth, your benefit, things that's making you a better person. Yeah, if you have people trying to get in the way of that and you are allowing that, then you need to remove yourself from that situation, because we have to speak up. We have to. I didn't want to just cut my friend off because she wasn't doing it intentionally to be a bad friend, but I had to let her know that you are being a bad friend, because a good friend would be telling me like, "Girl, you said you don't drink no more. Don't drink."
Yeah.
They will be encouraging your decisions when it's a good thing for you. But you got some people that they're not like hating on you or anything. It's just that they don't understand the path that you're taking, and they keep trying to pull you backwards. They keep trying to pull you backwards from your path. And that's a toxic environment, because you have friends, because I also have some people around me that do turn up and smoke, and when they see me about to take a drink, they be like, "Girl, you said you weren't drinking no more. You need to stick to it," even though they still drink. Now that's a good friend. That's a friend that want to see you shine. That's a friend that want to see you do better, even when they don't have the capacity to do better.
I like that. I was just thinking about that, because you do have some people, they might not be doing all of the right things in life, and you on your path, but they will not dare to get in your way or tell you to come over to their side. They encourage you to keep going. They tell you that they proud of you. They push you forward. They ask if there's anything they can do to help move you forward. And I think that's a good friend too. Sometimes people, their path is their path, and they might not be ready to go over to the other side just yet. But they're not leaking their bad habits onto you. And that's commendable, and I respect people like that. Yeah, I respect people that are not in a way when they see that their friends are on their journey to become a better them. Yeah. So, and then we can go back to toxic situations in the workplace. This is a big one for me, a very important one, because I look at it as we have one life to live, first and foremost. We have one life to live. Why wake up every day and have to spend most of our time in a place that we do not enjoy? Like, we all deserve to be in a place where we are happy. We deserve that. We do not deserve to wake up every day and go to a place that makes us miserable, makes us hate like you said, getting up in the morning, or make you physically sick, because I've been in a job that made me physically sick. As soon as I walk in the door, I feel like I got a headache coming on.
Yeah.
And I told myself before, like the post office, I was there. I'm not going to talk too bad about the post office. I love the people there, but the environment became too toxic for me, and I walked in the door and I was physically sick every day, and it just changed my whole personality. I became a bitch. Literally, like, I didn't want nobody to talk to me. Just let me do my job and get out of here. That's how bad it was. And it took for a manager to pull me to the side and let me know that I had a bigger purpose. I was here to make money and to build on something else. And I had to put my purpose before that. And it helped change my attitude, but I still wanted to get out of the job. I knew it was something that I couldn't see myself doing for the rest of my life, because I just wasn't happy there.
Yeah, your happiness is important.
Yeah.
Man, because when you are in a happy place, you're more motivated to do all the things that's going to only contribute to your success, your wealth, your more happiness, more peace, love. And like you said, when you are in a toxic situation, it brings out the worst in you. You notice yourself getting smart with people for no reason. You just noticing that you just irritable, like easily irritable. Somebody say one thing to you and you just blowing up. You just like a walking time bomb. And yeah, I had some jobs that put me in situations like that as well. And I feel like the reason that most people, including myself at one point, because I'm not like that anymore, we stay at these places because of the security of a paycheck. If you allow the security of a paycheck to keep you in a toxic environment, you are not opening your doors for, first of all, more money.
Yes.
Because with happiness comes more money. It might be, it might seem like, that statement might seem crazy, but from my own experience, I know that when I choose happiness, money follows. Even if I take a job with a pay cut, I'm more happy. Better things are happening. I might have took a pay cut at this job, but now I'm in a happier place. And because I'm in a happier place, my mind is able to function differently. And when my mind is functioning differently, I'm thinking about other opportunities such as investing in things. So I might just have this one job, but it's not my only income because now I'm investing. Now I'm selling little things on the side. I got the mindset to be able to do that versus going to a job. All right, say I get paid $1,600 a week. I'm going to this job. I hate this job. I'm going there every day from 9 to 5. At 5 o'clock when I get off, I'm coming home. I'm drained. I'm going straight to sleep. I leave that job because it's toxic. I go to a job, I took a pay cut, bam. I make $1,200 a week. So that's a $400 pay cut. But it's still 9 to 5. But the job is cool. I get off at 5 o'clock. I come home. I have a clear mind. Now when I get home at 5 o'clock, all right, let me post a few items on eBay. I sell this. Let me invest a couple dollars in some stocks. Boom. Now, by the end of the week, my stocks and my items that I sold on eBay took me either to $1,600 or above $1,600. So we have to stop letting the security of a paycheck, of money, hinder us from happiness. Because I'm telling you, with the happiness comes more money, for real. And better opportunities come when you put out to the universe that you are worth more than that environment that you are going to every single day. Now, if you are settling for that, you are telling the universe, this is what I deserve. When you don't settle for that, you telling the universe, look, I don't deserve this. But universe, by all means, I still need my money because I got bills to pay. And you know what? I got kids to take care of. And I still want to be able to eat, buy myself nice things. So you work an agreement out with the universe. Universe, if I put my foot down and say, look, I don't deserve this, so I'm not settling for this. Please help me out. The universe going to always make a way for you, man. The universe will make a way for you. But you have to put out to the universe what you are worth. So the universe can take care of you. You ask, you believe, you receive.
Yes.
The job that I just left, it was a bad situation. I stuck in there a little longer than what I was supposed to. And this is what I mean by the universe look out for you. When you get fired from a job, or you had enough so bad that you just blow up and you have to walk away from that job, the universe pushed you out of that job because one, you overstayed your welcome. You were supposed to have been gone. I told myself I was leaving this job in January. I didn't leave in January, but come March, it was like I couldn't take it no more. Instead of walking away from the job peacefully, I blew up. And I had to resign and I just had to leave. But I just blew up and things got a little ugly. But when I got home and after resigning, I said, you know what? I told myself that I should have left in January. I know that I'm better than this. I know my worth. Why would I stay there that long if I know I wasn't being treated fairly, if I wasn't being treated right, if I was underpaid? Like, what am I doing? And I'm praying to the universe that, universe, give me the things that I deserve. I lost a job in March. I can't be upset about losing a job in March when I asked the universe to give me the things that I deserve, and I know damn well I don't deserve how I'm being treated at that job. I'm staying there because of what? I'm not having enough faith in the universe to help me pay my bills if I lose this paycheck. No, I had to leave. My faith is always going to be into the universe because, like I said, I'm going to always choose peace and happiness over toxicity. And if that means losing income for a while, I'll be okay because I trust God and I trust the universe, and I know that my ancestors and my loved ones and the universe got my back. Got my back. And I know it's a lot of people out there to be like, man, I survived this long. I don't know how I did it. Because it's always a bigger force than you, helping you. Helping you. But you have to be open to it. And when you resist the help, you do things like you settle for jobs that you know it's to your detriment. You be in relationships, you know it's to your detriment. So you're putting the wrong messages out into the universe. So you're going to feel like, dang, do God even really exist? Because why do I keep going through this? God is not putting you through situations. You are sometimes putting yourself through these situations. It's a lot of things in this world that is beyond us. We have no control over, and these are not the things that I'm talking about, but the things that we have control over, if you're settling for things that you do not deserve and you have control over it, like walking away from a job that's treating you unfairly, that's underpaying you, and whatever the case is, you have control over that.
You're just not happy there.
Yeah, you're just not happy.
And you just can't, you cannot put a price on your peace. Can't put a price on your peace or your happiness. And when sometimes you have to be, but not sometimes, all the time, you have to get uncomfortable. When you get uncomfortable and you feel like, I can't go back. The story that I live by, and I don't know what book I found this story in or where I read it at, because I'm always reading something. But it was some soldiers. The soldiers and their captain went to an island to fight. When they got to the island, they rode to the island on a boat. When they got there, the captain burned all their ships. This story probably about to make me cry because I always had this in my head. The captain burned all the ships. The soldiers were so distraught. Like, why would you do that? That's our only way to get home. The captain told them, then you have to win this fight. Because if you don't win, you die. There's no way home. You have to kill everybody on this island in order to survive. And guess what? They killed everybody on that island. They didn't have no backup plan. And that's what I mean by people holding on to, we're talking about staying at jobs because of security and safety. Mm-hmm. This is why you stay, because you're afraid to move out of your comfort zone. You have to move out of your comfort zone. You have to lose your safety net, because it's the only way that you would push forward and take those risks. Sometimes you gotta get desperate. You gotta take risks, mm-hmm. and you gotta be fearless, because you gotta put yourself in a position to look back and there's nothing back there. So there's only the way forward and the way through this mess that I'm in, this job that's in. I gotta push through that. Can't mm-hmm. hold on to no safety net. Sometimes you gotta burn that boat. And the only way to win is the way forward and the way through everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm like, because That story is very important to me because it just told them so trust me, if they had their safety boat, some of them would have ran. They might have ran and left their fellow soldiers because they knew that they can escape the danger. But because they knew it was nothing else for them to do but win, that's what they did.
And you know what? That's an interesting point because I relate everything to life and death. When I have a hard decision to make, I put myself in a situation where I have to ask myself, will this be worth it when I transition into a different realm? And I also ask myself, I put myself in life and death. Like you said, if I didn't have another choice, the thing is, people let decisions, they get stuck in situations because they let decisions make them fearful. Mm-hmm. You have, I always make myself make decisions based on life and death. All right, if you ain't had no other choice, what would you do? I leave this relationship. Because if I stay in this relationship, it's going to kill me. You have to think about stuff like that because literally, being in toxic environments will kill you. Mm-hmm. It will kill you. What do we think, aside from food, what do we think all these diseases and discomforts in our bodies and these ailments are coming from? Cancer, heart attack, strokes, all of this stuff. Toxicity in the air, in your mind, in your environment, in your space. You have to free yourself from it's like pollution. You got to free yourself from all of that pollution so you can survive in this world. And I think about life and death in any situation. And people just be like, well, why do you have to think about something so serious? Because it make your decision making easier. Mm-hmm. It make it easier. And that's leading to the next question. How do you let go? Because sometimes letting go is tough. But if you connect it to life and death to make your decision making easier, then it'll be easier to let go. But for people that don't know how to use my strategy for decision making, what advice can we give to them to let go of toxic environments or removing themselves from situations?
Because it's not easy. It's never going to be easy. Sometimes letting go of a relationship is somebody passing away or something. You grieve. Some people grieve relationships that they've been in for so long, like friendships, relationships, food. Some people really go a grieving process, from heartbreak. So you have to exercise willpower. And then not only do you exercise willpower, because sometimes that may not be enough. We all have strong wills at some points, and then they get weak again. And then they get weak again because the feelings become so overwhelming, and we want to just revert back to our old ways. So you have to do things that motivate you or be around people that can support you through that situation. What I do is, if I'm going through a toxic situation or relationship or friendship, I go right to YouTube. If I don't have any people close to me that been through what I just went through, I type it in YouTube because I know it's somebody on there that's going to have a video talking about it. And it could be toxic friendships, the signs, or how to stay away and be okay, or leave a situation gracefully. It's something on YouTube for everything. I use YouTube like a Google. So I just look at videos and listen to other people and get their end point to the situation and see how it made them feel in the end. And then I kind of go off of that. And then I just think about if this was your last summer. If this was your last summer, how would you live it? And that question alone formulates all these ideas would I stay here? This is my last summer on earth. I'm going to live it to the full. I'm going to be the happiest, the most peaceful. This is not going to matter. This is my last summer. Sometimes you gotta be extreme like that. That's extreme.
That's life and death.
But that's life and death. This is your last summer. Are you gonna stay here and keep dwelling on this situation, or are you gonna do something about it? That's it. All you have to do is do something about it. We create our destinies, and I keep that in my heart too. That I am the creator of my destiny and my life and how my life turns out. I can't blame nobody else for how my life turned out because I have the power. We have the power to make decisions and choices that impact our lives. And we can choose to say no. And we can choose to stay away. Point blank, period.
My biggest thing on letting go is, I think the biggest thing, before you start exercising willpower and before you take action, I feel like the biggest part, and this is with anything, this can be if you are struggling with a drug addiction, a food addiction, a toxic relationship, a toxic job environment, a toxic friendship, whatever the case is, whatever toxicity that you're in, you have to figure out your why. Like, why? First of all, why do I need to eat healthy? Why should I be in a better relationship than this? Why should I leave this job? Why should I stop doing drugs? Whatever the case is, because your why is going to give you purpose. And then you will have a stronger willpower when you can think back to your purpose. Like, what am I doing this for? If I choose to get out of an unhealthy relationship because my kid, every time my mind relapse and want to go back to that relationship, I think about my why. I can't do it because I have to do this for my child. I have to show my child that it's not okay to stay in toxic relationships. I have to show, and I have to show my child that's good enough. That's the best reason, like, to teach your child better. Or if I want to eat better, my why is I have to be healthy. I want to live a long, healthy life. I don't want to just live a long life without good health because then I'm just alive. I'm just alive. No. While I'm alive, I want to live. And to live, you have to have health. Like, health is vital. It's vital.
Health is wealth.
Health is wealth. So every time I think about reverting back to eating something that I told myself I can't eat, like dairy is not something that I can have. It shows in my skin when I eat it. I break out. It gives me painful menstrual cramps. So it's hurting my physical body. It's hurting my appearance. And it's just not making me feel good with that. When cheese tastes so good, the pizza tastes so good, but after I eat pizza, I can't do nothing. I'm stuffed. I want to lay down. I want to go to bed. That's not food. Food is supposed to give you energy. After you eat food, you're supposed to be ready to get up and go. Not the itis is unhealthy.
Yes.
The itis is not natural. It's not. If your food not giving you energy, it's not food. It's junk. So when I feel like I'm relapsing on junk, I have to ask myself my why. Like, why can't I relapse? And I say, Myrrh, you can't relapse because you need to stay healthy because you got goals to accomplish. You can't accomplish your goals in the bed, overstuffed and full, stomach bloated all the way out here. No. And then to some people who their appearance is their why, let your appearance be your why then. I can't eat this box of pizza because I ain't going to look good in my swimsuit tomorrow if I do this. But whatever your why is, your why have to be something important to you. It'll keep you from relapsing.
Yeah.
It'll give you your purpose and it'll keep your willpower strong, man. Strong. Something that I always pray for is discipline. Because discipline is something that's hard. I ain't gonna say it's hard for me. Everything is a mental thing. It's something that I struggle with mentally. Mentally, it's like I tell myself I'm gonna do something, but the next day I find myself not doing it, making excuses. I can do this because I can eat a piece of cake because I worked out today. Like, no. I worked out today, so I shouldn't be eating a piece of cake. I'm defeating the purpose. Like, it's your whys and stuff. Your whys. But my whys for eating right is my health. So whenever I feel like relapsing, I just think about my health. I need to be healthy for my child. I need to be healthy because I got to get it done. I got to accomplish these goals. I got to do this podcast. I got to be in a mood for that. I have to have energy. So, yeah, you gotta give yourself a why. Like, what's your why? Why do I need to leave this job? Because every day I wake up and go to this job, I get a headache. I know that headaches is not natural. It's not genetic. All this stuff is made up. These things are not natural. It's not no such thing as a headache being a genetic. I get headaches because my great-great-great-grandmother had headaches. No. You're getting a headache. It's a symptom of or sign of something.
God give us all signs. And the more that we ignore the signs, the louder they get. And sometimes if you don't take heed to that sign in the beginning, it gets worse and worse until it's time you just can't take it no more, or until it hurts you. So sometimes when you get that first sign and you gotta go with it.
Yeah.
You gotta go with it, and it's called blind faith.
Yeah, you gotta roll with the blind faith, because one thing I do know about the universe and God is when you don't move,
They're pushing.
you will get pushed. You will get pushed, and that push is not always pretty, man. It's not always a pretty push. But you gotta train your mind to know that whenever you falling forward.
Yes.
So it might not be a pretty fall, but you going forward.
And just know that nobody's perfect. Sometimes we say we're going to do things, and then we might go back a few times and beat ourselves up about it, and I done big backslid a few times. But just know that the more that you are aware of what you are doing and the decisions you are making, you will start to make better decisions as you go along. Because it's like the mind is a muscle, just like the body parts. You can grow it and you can train it as well. So the more that you become aware of what you're doing, the better you'll be, and the results will be more lasting, and your decisions will they'll come quicker and faster. You'll be like more sharp. And I say that because growing up, I was younger back then, and I knew that some things I was doing, I should be making changes. But now I'm more quick to make those changes because I'm older. So it just comes with time, it comes with practice, and it comes with awareness. But just always have your why in your heart. Keep your why in your heart, and then it'll push you forward. And just work on it every day. Like, tell yourself what you deserve, what you're not going to accept from nobody. Set your boundaries. And don't let nobody ever devalue who you are or make you feel less than. Stand your ground always.
Yeah.
Always stand your ground, because if you don't, people will use that against you, and they will take your kindness for weakness, and they'll keep pushing your buttons until you blow up. And you don't want to blow up. You want to keep your cool. Control is very important too. Have control over yourself, and that's when it comes to the fact that you gotta set your boundaries and not let nobody treat you any kind of way. No.
And I will add on to that by saying, love yourself more than your wants and your desires. You want bad food, love yourself more than wanting that bad food. Like, you want to be with this man, but this man not treating you right. Or you want to be with this woman, and this woman not treating you right. Love yourself more than wanting to be with that person. Love yourself more. I'm telling you, it makes such a big difference. And the more you allow yourself to be in a toxic relationship with a person, the more they devalue you.
Mm-hmm.
You losing value in that relationship because they're losing respect for you because they see that you're allowing things to go on to you, happen to you, and you just sticking through it. Like, and you think they loving you because you sticking with them through thick, thin, and all this. No, sometimes it can be the very opposite. They losing all respect for you for allowing them to treat you a certain type of way. Love yourself more than that. Mm-hmm. Love yourself enough not to let someone disrespect you. Love yourself enough to walk away from a job that's mistreating you, that people that's mistreating you. Love yourself enough to say no when people are trying to peer pressure you into doing things that you do not want to do. I've been in situations where I might have took a drink because people keep, just take it, just take a shot. It's new, take a shot, girl, take a shot. But that's me taking a drink because of fear of what they gonna think about me if I not take the drink. Like, love yourself enough to not give a what people think about you.
Yes.
When it comes to you being a better you, love yourself more because it matters. It matters the most, and you can do great things for people when you are your best self. And if those people can't be inspired by your growth, and if people don't because I stayed at a job one time because I didn't want to let them down. Like, I stayed at a job where I knew, like, this job was in my way. Like, this job in my way, dang, I could be doing something else, something more for me. But I stayed at the job because I didn't want to let them down. Like, I wanted to be, I'm such a dependable person. Like, dang, I don't want to let them down. But no, love yourself more than that. Don't stay at no job because you're scared to let somebody down. Love yourself more. You will go further in life when you love yourself more. That's what I got to end it at. For me,
Okay.
That's my best advice that I can give. Love yourself more than that.
I like that. I have nothing else to add to that. Love yourself more. And with that being said, do everything with love,
with class,
and with peace, pretty girl.